Travel Wolves in the building. Hey, open these blinds for me. Open the blinds for me. Whew, try to get a little bit of light on the brother. So today we're going to talk about I was a sexless man. You're going to hear a little bit of noise in the background. It's just my niece and my nephew. It's daddy daycare day to day. So today we're gonna talk about how I was a sexless man for a few years, several years. I don't know. It seemed like a long time. And what I did about it, okay? And what I did about it. This is information that I think is going to help you. What I did about it. All right, so let's go. If I seem a little bit distracted, it's just some stuff going on. So anyway, during my teenage years, I was kind of like what you would call I probably say when I was in high school. Well, no, when I got to high school, I probably say I tried to stay away from that environment, right? The whole hierarchy, the whole social construct, putting people into boxes. Like I never wanted my life to be planned for me. Like you can't hang out with these people, you're relegated to these people. I never wanted my life to be planned for me. I kind of saw that early on, like I was like they put blinders on you, right? Like a horse, they put blinders on you, right? So my way of solving that problem in high school, I joined the football team. I did that sports stuff. When that got old and really wasn't going the way I thought it was, I just kind of like pulled back a little bit. I used to go talk to a girl, when I saw one that I liked or thought was cute. I had a really big crush on this one girl, but she hated me. Her name was Tiffany Thompson. She was beautiful. I thought she was very beautiful, but she hated me. And and it's funny because I think she married a loser, like the guy she ended up with. Don't even worry about how I learned about that, but I had a big crush on her, bro. Like if I was to date anybody in high school, it's going to be her. So pretty much high school, I really didn't do a whole lot. I really didn't do a whole lot of socializing. I just pretty much chilled, laid back, was, self-isolated because nothing just seemed stimulating for me, and I hated school. And the first chance I got to get out of school, well, I took it. So I went to college. I went to an all-black school. I thought it'd be easy. It wasn't. It was hard. See, this YouTube stuff, this beefing, this black YouTubers doing all this, I'm used to it. I've seen it before. If you've gone to a black college, you know what I mean, or a black university, you know what I mean. I went to a black university, and it was the same shit that I'm seeing right now. Nothing's changed, right? Black university. And you take people from all these different regions. I'm from New York City, so then you got New York City versus everyone, right? And then it's just like some, and of course you have a bunch of guys who think whatever they think. I don't know, that makes them special. By the way, this is the winner circle silk. We got it in silk, baby. It's the silk winner circle pop collar, upturned collar polo shirt, right? So I met a girl in college. I met a girl at university, and she became like, my fiance. And I gotta say, this was probably the first girl I had regular sexual relationships with, like long term. First one. I had this one girl in high school, but it doesn't really count because I don't even talk about it. I'm so embarrassed. So embarrassed. I even dealt with her, but you got to start somewhere, right? So, damn, she was really a bottom feeder now that I think about it. But anyway, I went to college, I went to university. I met a girl. We started dating. She became my fiance. We had sex a lot. We had a lot of sex. It's amazing. We didn't have a kid. We had a lot of sex. And we were both very in love. And then I started feeling myself. So I was like, I want to have more sex with other women. So, and like I didn't know anything about doing that behind her back. So, it didn't go too well. It was big. It was a lot of drama. It seems like every time I get with an attractive girl, the hate comes out. That's real hate. That's real hate. People say hating, they don't know what hating is. Hating is you're doing something that's not fucking with the other person, but the other person wants to fuck with you and they want to be violent. Okay? That's real hate. So, long story short, when I left university, came back to America, I lost a girl, obviously. I mean, came back to New York City, I lost a girl, obviously. And then I just was back in New York City trying to date. You know, used to do the blind date thing. We had the little phone, kind of old. We had the party line. You got the party line. You had something that resembled online dating, but it was really dangerous back then. So, a couple of blind dates, you score, you have a lucky night, you have a one-night stand. It's just a consecutive series of one-night stands. And I wouldn't have my next major relationship with a woman until probably a year or two after that, maybe a year after that, or 2 years after that. And I met my next fiance at work, and we had a lot of sex. And we stayed together for like 5 years, and we moved together to another state. I think we were together like 5 or 6 years. And we had a lot of sex. It's amazing we didn't have a kid, but I don't know if it's still on me. We had a lot of sex. And no, they were on birth control pills, so it wasn't going to happen. And then I left that relationship. Okay, so now I'm about late 20s, gained a lot of weight. Not that far ago, probably like 28, 27, gained a lot of weight, not that far ago. And now I'm out here. And my last relationship was like 5 years with a woman, maybe 3 to 5 years, I think. It was a long time I was with this second girl. And I was like a fish out of water. Because I had no idea what to do anymore. Because I was just used to like, hey, clapping was nothing. Now you got to do a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, I'm lazy. I don't want to do all that. I wasn't as handsome as I was. I wasn't as fit as I was. This wasn't working. And then I went through this whole chasing stripper stage. I'll talk about that in another video, but I had this whole thing about dating strippers, and I went through that whole chasing stripper stage. I'll talk about that some other time. But anyway, I noticed that I started to like, it started to like be like this. I went through these little dry spells, and this thing I know they turned into big dry spells. And then before I know it, I was that guy. They used to have a saying, I'm going to get lucky tonight, right? I was that guy. Before I knew it, I was that guy. It was just like when sex would happen, it was totally unexpected. It was totally spontaneous. It was like, oh, okay. Or I'd be like, I'm not in the mood. It wasn't in my control. It would just be it really would be random. I'll give you one example I'll give you about that. I had this friend, he's a Harlem dude, and his name was Cool Breeze. Cool Breeze, shout out Cool Breeze. I used to be my best friend. And he had this girl. And you know how it goes. See, that's why I've been through this before. I'm telling you, bro. All of this shit is a rerun to me. It's just bullshit. He had this girl who was his best friend. He had this girl he was dating, and he was my best friend. And so when I would go by her house, she had a best friend, but her best friend wasn't feeling me for some reason. I don't know why, but whatever. It never, So anyway, what happens with a lot of my friends is that the girl they with wants them to be like me. It's the weirdest thing. So anyway, long story short, she started to see the chinks in his armor, where he really wasn't. They broke up. Me and her had became pretty cool friends, so we would hang around with each other sometimes. And then, one night she was just like, you want to fuck? And I was like, nah, I can't believe you're saying that. I can't believe you're saying that. I didn't even know she was like this, And then Then she kind of like raped me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, this is a long story. And a man gets raped, it's kind of like intimidating. It's through intimidation. They put their breast on you. They just come onto you really strong. That's what I call rape. That's what I call raping a man, when they really like to go through intimidation. And I really wasn't attracted to her, but I don't know why I did it, man. It was kind of weird because we were so close. It felt like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It just felt weird. It didn't feel romantic. It didn't even feel like attraction. It was just a weird experience for me. It felt like, I don't know. It just felt really weird to me. Anyway, that didn't go anywhere. So, like I said, it was just like that for me. It was just spontaneity. If I was gonna have sex, it wasn't nothing I was doing. It was the woman that I was in the proximity of. And then I noticed, being in New York City, the dating scene is hard. It's very, very hard. And girls, they always pick superficial things. They always pick superficial things. I started to realize they always pick superficial things. And then I just kind of became more withdrawn. And I said, you know what, fuck that. I need to get some money in my life. I need to do these things. And I started doing my career, focusing on my career more. Okay. Then I moved out of New York and I moved to Hawaii. In Hawaii, whew, when I got here, it was like popping. It was popping. It was not that hard to meet a chick and get laid or have sex, whatever they call it these days. It was not that hard when I got here. But that only lasted for 2 years. Because when I got here, everybody that was cool, they was on their way out of Hawaii. I just got here, and it was like Hawaii was winding down. It was like the highlight of Hawaii. It was winding down. And then I got back into that whole stripper phase again. So now I'm like, let's see. Now I'm like now I'm like maybe 35. What is that, 35? Yeah, maybe like 35, 34-ish, right? And I'm like, man, okay. Now what? And I went through my first real dry spell in Hawaii. Like, literally, like, I say a year. This is the first year I went without sex was in Hawaii. Boom. I was like, I got to go back to New York. I got to go back to New York. It's not popping out here for me. It's just not popping. So I went back to New York because I had this great job that allowed me to go to New York to work, at least during the sales season, which is the third and fourth quarter. And then I come back here and I work, during the regular season. So I took advantage of that, and I would go to New York for years, every sales season. So between September and January, I lived in New York, and in January to August, I lived in Hawaii. So that's the career I had for 10 years, right? And every time I go to New York for the sales season, I probably have like sex in that span of September, October, November, December. In that span of 4 months, I probably have sex like one time. Like one time, like I'll be in New York and I'll probably talk to a bunch of girls that go nowhere, talk to a bunch of women that go nowhere, and then I meet that one woman and it all just falls into place and we have sex that one time. Just a bunch of one night stands, man. Just a bunch of one night stands in New York. But the whole rest of the year, nothing. Crickets. Like I kind of feel upset about it because I feel like for my nephew, I never really showed him a healthy role model. And the role model that he's seeing right now is kind of like, I think it's unhealthy for him. Because what he's seeing is Unc travels the world, and then, he knows about my exploits, because when I come back, he likes to hack into my phone. And he knows Unc travels the world, different countries, and then comes back for a little while, and then I'm back out again, It's just not a healthy role model for him. And I feel like what he needed to see was me be in a relationship with a woman that was healthy, supportive, and give him some direction. His mother and father, that's kind of like, it's personal, but it's not the best example for him, And I still don't have no children. So I'm 40-something, no children. I'm a 40-something-year-old man, no kids. I kind of take pride in that, but I kind of think sometimes I really fucked up. Because of the whole, see, when your man has a child, it's supposed to be a whole development thing that takes place, right? And so I'm missing out on that. And I'm also not able to go to the next level in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's motivation. My motivation is kind of off. The motivation is implied, but it's not internalized because I'm not able to move to the next level because the reproductive needs haven't been met, right? So I kind of think I got a few regrets, not a lot. None that really matter. But I think that would be a major one. That would be a big weight on my heart to not have a child. So that's getting kind of difficult for a lot of reasons. As I get older, I got to go younger because the women closer to my age already have had a whole family and a husband and things like that. So anyway, you know, I was probably like maybe, I think the longest I went without sex, maybe like 3 years. 3 years. I don't know if that's a long time. It's 3 years. I was 3 years in Hawaii. And then I was like, you know what? I said, what is it that I can do to improve myself? Does it really matter? Does sex really matter? You know? And I said to myself, well, the first thing I got to do is I definitely got to change my career. I definitely got to change my circumstances. It's time to level up. So I said, I started learning about blue pill more and red pill, and I've tried all the things, like Mode One, late Alan Roger Curry, rest in power. I brought that book. I was big in the circle of coaches, black dating coaches. I was a big follower of all of them. Ron Wells, Phil Marshall, all them guys. And so none of that shit worked. The only thing that worked for me was becoming red pill. That was the first thing. And then the next thing that worked for me was going into monk mode. So that's what I did about it. So I was a sexless man for 3 years, in a sense where, definitely was no romantic relationships. What is that Diddy band? I don't know what that means. So I was a sexless man for 3 years, and there were no romantic relationships, right? And so I said to myself, what can solve this? And I learned about monk mode. So that's what I did. So add another 3 years in going into monk mode. Because when you go into monk mode, that's just what it is. Monk mode is everything. Monk mode is no flap, no nothing. You're not giving away that energy at all. You're just in monk mode. You focus on yourself. You're not even thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a funny story about when I thought about it again. When I thought about having sex again, it's a funny story behind it, right? So now, so that was 6 years. 6 years as a man. Stop calling. Why don't he answer the phone when I call him? Anyway, so that's 6 years as a sexless man. Why you always lying song real quick? What's the lying song? Who's lying? Nobody's lying. Whatever, man. Whatever. So anyway, I came out of that a better person. So what was monk mode like for me? Well, what I did in monk mode was I got into a new career. I became a UX designer. Oh my God, I gotta block you. Bye-bye. Go on and make another account. Go and make another account. Bye. Goodbye. So made me lose my thought. Okay, so oh shit. This guy threw me off my thing. I was talking about what monk mode looks like, I think. Anyway, I started a new career and became a UX designer. I did that. And I started to look at travel. I started to look at travel more. It wasn't nothing about what they call passport bros yet. There was nothing like that. It didn't even exist. But there was another version There wasn't a version of Passport Bros existing yet. But I started to look at travel more. And then I discovered the Black Man's Option, which is more of an enhanced way of living. And it was started by Charles Tyler, the late Charles Tyler, rest in power. Do we see a pattern here? Do we see a pattern here? All these guys are deceased. Do we see a pattern here? I got to talk about that, my conspiracy theory about that. But people talk about Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels was totally irrelevant. I hate to say it. Not supposed to speak ill of the deceased, but Kevin Samuels was totally irrelevant. He was totally irrelevant. Nothing he did was a solution. To me, Kevin Samuels was really a roaster. He was roasting the dating scene. There's no solutions. Alan Roger Curry gave a solution. That was Mode 1. Charles Tyler gave a solution. That was the Black Man's Option. And I'm trying to continue his legacy. That's why I changed the name of this channel to the Black Man's Option. Clock in, grip, stacking money. What's up, The Weekend? Monk mode better consist of stacking some money. Clock in, grip. I don't know what clock and grip is. And stay out of the way. Okay, monk mode. Yeah, no, monk mode just means, you a monk. I mean, I did a lot of meditation. I did a lot of praying. I learned about some really cool techniques about praying and motivation, and maybe I'll share them with you. Like the art of monk mode. I'll put something together. I learned some really cool stuff. Internalizing your energy, and you'll be surprised what can happen. There's a saying, what is it? You reap what you sow. That shit is true. You reap what you sow. That shit is true. And it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't have the negative energy and feelings snap back quicker. I haven't figured out why, but they just do. They snap back quicker than the positive energy and feelings that you transmute. It's called transmutation, but there's a whole method and a whole thing they don't want you to know about. But it does happen. If I told you that the house I'm in now was a photo of a house I used to put up on my wall, you probably wouldn't believe me, but the house I'm in now is exactly similar to this other house I wanted to buy. And I would put it up on my wall, and, I say, what's happening? What's happening? I look at it every day. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you guys that right now. That's a whole nother thing. But it does work. It does exist. It's part of the secret. You got to read the secret. So monk mode is about ingesting a lot of knowledge, understanding it, practicing it, instead of spending hours and hours on YouTube or porn sites or whatever it is. You're learning about knowledge, and you're ingesting it. You're reading it over and over again. You're ingesting it. You're learning how to practice it. You're not flapping, because when you flap, you give away your transmutation, your energy, force. Some of these countries are beaming with energy, man. I can't even imagine. Like sexual energy is real. And these countries, some of these countries are just beaming with it. It's like overflowing, And it's being absorbed or directed or utilized in some other way, but you can use it. You can literally use it, So monk mode requires total isolation from everything. Friends, people, everything. Family sometimes. Total isolation from everything. It's hard, but you're going to come out of it the better person, Definitely going to come out of it the better person. I can't reach my book, but if I could reach my book, I would show you what I mean. So that's what I did. And that's how I got out of being a sexless man, because I realized it was just going to get worse for me. And so the Black Man's Option is about doing the alternative to what you have. Yeah. It's not about women. People are going to say that that's about, no. It's about economics, like what's my options, right? Job, or entrepreneurship? I chose entrepreneurship. Way more money, way more freedom. It's 7:30 a.m. and I'm up here talking to you guys. I don't have to rush off anywhere. That's entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have two choices. If you only have one choice, you don't have any options. If you have more than one choice, then you have an option. You know? Experience, you wanna go on dates, you wanna have a good time, you wanna experience something with another person, with a female. So you go out here and you try to find like-minded people. If you travel, you're going to meet like-minded people because you're going to meet women who travel. Contrary to popular belief, women travel too. I've met a lot of women in these other countries. I got videos of me in other countries talking to women that are regular women that are traveling too, and I try to continue on the association, the acquaintance, but I guess that doesn't happen. It doesn't cross over for me. It dies down. It's a lot of different things. Okay. So, but there's content, there's proof of me talking to regular women. And you know what I realized? I realized that people ridicule that too. People ridicule that too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I realized, okay? People ridicule that too. When I try to talk to regular women in other countries and I filmed it, people ridicule that too. They're like, oh, they don't like black guys, or this. It's just, it's just, boy, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. It's too much. It's really too much. But I'm definitely really good at meeting women in other countries that are there traveling, or that live there, like women that aren't from that country. Australian women. Let's see, I met a woman from, where was she from? She was from Malaysia, trying to think in Colombia where I met women from. I met a Brazilian woman in Colombia, a couple of American women in Colombia, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I realized is that a lot of women, they have what I call a Hawaii syndrome, right? So the Hawaii syndrome is that women who come to Hawaii, they want to meet Hawaii guys. They want to meet local Hawaii dudes. They don't want to meet someone who's here from another city. So when you go to these countries, most of the women that travel there, they're looking to meet men of that country, American women travel to Colombia or Brazil, they're looking to meet a Brazilian man or a Colombian man. Yeah, I was in Brazil and we met some women from, what country was that? It wasn't Turkey. It was another country they were from. I can't think of the country, But they were there to meet Brazilian guys. I can show you the checklist over and over again. Game Abroad, a.k.a. Running Man, he has the worst game I ever seen. He can't even have a conversation with that 304. She can't stand him deep down the fool. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna worry about that. He's just gonna take it. It's gonna be hard, but it's coming. It's coming. It's gonna be hard. I gotta tell you guys about my Thailand chick. My Thailand chick Quasi broke up with me. The girl I was dating in Thailand, I gotta do a whole going away live about it. She Quasi broke up with me. Let me see if she said anything to me this morning. Nope. Nope, she hasn't said anything to me. Nope, she hasn't said anything to me this morning. So we'll see how that. It's 12:37 a.m. So she hasn't talked to me all day. So we'll see what happens with that. But she just stopped saying good morning to me. Like, I'm not gonna send money, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not man, come on. I can tell you better, I can show you, man. I can tell you better, I can show you. But it's a lot of things with these women. It's a lot of things with these women, especially in Thailand. I don't think I'm gonna go back there. I'm kind of like right now, just like my brain is like crashing from the endorphin rush of being there. And it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling, but Listen, man. There's no way. Yeah, I know. I'm getting off easy. Hey, I had a great time. But it's like they don't want to value anything. You know, you can give them the respect of treating them like a human being and not like a piece of meat. But if the money doesn't come in, they're gone, bro. They gone. And even if the money does come in, they walk away. So it's like, what are you gonna do? I don't use my money for you to find other pleasure. I use my money to attract you to build a constructive relationship, for us to be in a relationship dynamic. I use my money for the betterment of our relationship, home, marriage, taking care of the kids, all these different things. I don't do it for you I still have no idea what's going on. I still have no idea why they need this much money. The chronic need for money, I don't understand it. Their chronic need for money, I don't understand what they're doing with it. What are they doing with the money? What are they doing with it? I don't understand. I have no idea what's going on. Something's going on. I can tell something's going on, but I don't know what. Just it's weird to me. Something's going on, but I don't know what. So they are, so she's just like, but what it is also she got this African dude in her life. So, listen, man, it's hard. See, there's just some things I'm not gonna do. I just don't have that type of luck. You really got to spend a lot of, I spend a lot of money in Thailand just to find the right woman, and I didn't find the right one. The one that nobody was involved with. She just got out here in the scene. And because these dudes fuck these girls up. It's not so much the women, it's these guys. All these variants of men fuck women in Thailand up. And the black ones, the African ones, they have the worst. They leave the worst residual on them, in my opinion. For a guy like me, because this African dude she's with, or she was with, I don't know, he wouldn't let her go, or they were playing a game like that. It was like she was single. Well, I didn't even know what she was when I met her. I just met her. I called her up. I thought she'd be cool to hang out with. I called her up. She hit me with one thing, but it wasn't what I thought it was. It was actually legit. And we went out on a date, and we spent the first 2 days together. Then I knew she was texting a dude, He was begging her for some money and shit, but, she was texting him when she's in bed with me. And then, the second night, I'm at her place. I'm at her salon, and a dude shows up. And she's like, come meet my friend. Come meet my ex-boyfriend. I'm like, come meet your ex-boyfriend? I'm like, girl, we don't do that where I'm from. We don't do that where I'm from. What is going on? And then, so I try to be friendly. She's like, no, we're just friends, blah, blah, blah. I was like, met the dude. He was nothing special to me, but the way she talked about him, he wears Versace. It's like for me, they're impressed by faggot shit that a black man does. These guys think the Versace and the watches and all, they're from a fucking hole in the earth. But the Thai women are impressed by surface level shit. If you want to get a Thai woman, all you got to do is just wear fake Versace, fake Gucci, wear that shit and buy a bottle. And that's really all you got to do. It's a first impression thing. My first impression is not splurging. My first impression is not looking like, I have my own clothes. I make my own clothes. So you could buy Versace and Burberry. You can buy all that shit and you're still not better than me because I make my clothes. My clothes are tailored. You can't find my clothes more anywhere on the planet. My clothes are ultra super duper exclusive. The price I make them available for, it's like I'm giving them away because my clothes, you can't find them anywhere. Scarcity, there's value in scarcity. If you got 50 niggas in 808 wearing Versace, you know what that's worth? Nothing, because everybody's wearing it. Everybody can get access to it. We know about scarcity. That's the whole point. That's the whole problem with dating right now is you want a woman who practices scarcity, discretion, disconcernment, and they don't. Some of these countries, they don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? But for me, if it's two guys in the 808 wearing a winner circle, those guys might as well be rich. Those guys might as well be rich because you can't find a winner circle. To get the winner circle, you got to come through me. I'm selling my clothes invitation only because I can do it like that. Versace's everywhere and it's fake. A lot of it is fake. You can't tell a real Versace from a fake Versace. I look good for me. I'm just using the poignant place as what we all know is that club 808. I look good for me, okay? I look good for me, and I end up in the place. But are those guys looking good for women at 808? Yeah. they're going to 808 to look good for the women there. You wouldn't believe the shit I've seen. Like, they're looking good for women in 808. I'm looking good for me. Because the clothes, no, not Hebrew. What are you talking about? You don't know what a Hebrew is, and no, making your clothes is so Hebrew. No, it's not. Are you going to troll or are you going to be serious? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. I don't understand what you mean. You see, oh my God, you don't understand what you're talking about. I don't know what's going on sometimes, man. Are you people serious? Are you people serious? Or you're just afraid? I think a lot of people are just afraid. They're scared. You're scared shitless. And so you try to make everything a joke. And you try to, I don't know what's going on. I can't get on that level. Right? That vibration is lower than me. But, that vibration is lower than me. But the point is this. That's what her whole take on this guy is. How he got on Versace and he riding a moped. He riding a beat up moped. Where they do that at? You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I said, it's just, you got to find you one who ain't nobody been involved with. You always got to ask the question, how long you been here? 2 days? Oh, good, you're my girlfriend. Like, you gotta find you one that ain't nobody been involved with, because once these guys leave a bad residual, or sometimes they doing some shit, I gotta talk to my man because I gotta find out what it is that he's doing to her. He's doing something, I don't know what it is because I'm not in that life, but he's doing something where it's like he's like telling her, I need you to find somebody and milk them for the money they have and bring the money to me because I wear Versace. He's doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? He's doing something like that. He's got her in love with him. He's got her thinking things. And so he's got her out there hunting for him, specifically. And I'm not the one. That's my take on it. Because I'm trying to reverse it. I'm trying to tell her, yo, let's empty his pockets. When you bring your girl, and you send your girl to me, I'm co-opting her. I'm sending her back to you with her pockets empty. And we empty your pockets. And I'm telling her, that's all you want? That's all he told you to get? That's it? You can count. There's more numbers than 1 to 10, right? There's like 20, 30, right? So I'm just, in England they say clothes make the man. I don't know what that means. Can't say the other word. I don't know what the other word is, but the point is that that's what's going on. So anyway, the black man's option is not about any of those things. The black man, I could never have set up a clothing company, a clothing brand, anything. I couldn't have done any of that in America. What I'm doing now, I could have not done in America. I could not have done it. And by happenstance, it just so happened that somebody thinking like me was making the technology to eliminate a key component. So tailored clothes, made to measure clothes are the way to go. It's the future. It's the next level of fashion. No more mass production, no more buying off the rack. That's always been the cheap way. Somebody said England. In England, they invented bespoke, right? England invented that because that was the highest order of a way a gentleman walked around. A gentleman went to a tailor. They still have people that make shoes. They're called cobble something, dudes that make shoes, right? You can get custom shoes in England. I need to go to England and find and link up with someone who makes custom shoes, okay? So, hold on a minute. So, like I said, made to measure apparel is the future. If you're shopping in a store, you're a loser. It don't matter what you're buying. I'm sorry. That's the message I'm going to start saying. If you shop in a store, if you go to a store right now and you buy anything out the store, you're a loser. If you don't come and get your shit tailored, then you're not doing anything. That's why it's called the winner's circle. That's it. Nobody can argue that buying one shirt of 20 that were made in a store is better than having something tailored. That's insane. But nobody has access to tailored clothes. I do. I do. I have access to tailored clothes anywhere in the world. I don't even have to go to the countries where the tailors are at. I can get clothes. I can go to any country in the world right now, make a phone call, and my wardrobe will be at the hotel when I get there. Okay? You understand that? You understand that? Make demands has been around. It means that the way we dress. Yes, exactly. So when I walk into 808 with my brand, or even before I had the branding, I just had the shirts with nothing on them and the upturned collar. I'm the baddest man in that bitch. And flex, you know what I'm saying? Yes, and it is expensive too. Yes, it is. It's very expensive, which is why mass production of clothes is the way to go. Before big men like myself, mass production of clothes, it doesn't work for us. It doesn't complement our body. It doesn't complement our style. It doesn't help us. So I put together first. You know what I did first? This is what I did first, and I lost money in Colombia, and I had to lose money in Colombia because the only things to do was to be gangster or lose the money. So I chose to lose the money. I said, tailored clothes are the future. That's what I need to do. I started my business. Really, I started my business in Colombia, right? But I said I need tailors. So I ran around Colombia trying to find tailors. And I found one. He wasn't really a real tailor, but I tried to give him a break. And he ripped me off. You know what I'm saying? He basically ripped me off. So I was like, okay, because what I was gonna do is I was like, what I wanted to do was create a network of tailors, and make it available to you. And so whatever major city you go in, you go to Rio, there's a tailor there, because I know in Rio they have tailors. I know in Copacabana where the tailors are at, right? So anywhere you go in the world, you can connect with a tailor and get you tailored clothes. And then you were just going to have my clothes. And you're going to be measured. Once we get your measurements, then I sell you my clothes and the tailor makes you my clothes, right? But some of these dudes are shady. Like I said, in Colombia, I got ripped off. And, I didn't, it wasn't going to work for me in Colombia. But I know in Copacabana, there's a tailor there that I could link up with. In Thailand, I know there's Philippines, and different countries. But I said, still, I have to travel to all these countries and shake hands and fill people out. I gotta bring you reputable tailors, because not all tailors are equal. Not all tailors have the same craftsmanship, and their work is not, up to snuff, right? So, anyway, I started doing some homework, and I do research. I learned that there's really an app for everything. Really, I'll be honest with you, it's an app for everything. And I learned that this company had made this app to take 3D measurements for the purpose of making bespoke clothing. They had to rebrand it as made to measure clothing. Okay? Made to measure or custom clothing, right? They made an app because they're trying to be vertical. So they have an app, like the app that we use, it takes your measurements, and then you buy your clothes from them. But they don't have the clothes I have. They have a more traditional set of clothes. They don't do polos, which is why I do polos. So they don't do polos. They don't have that plug. They don't have access to that like I do. I have the exclusive to that. I have the plug. So, but they make their app and their software available for sale. You can license it, right? So I have that plug too. Okay? I have that plug. You ain't gonna get that plug. I have that plug too. But I use that technology for my clothing line. So wherever you at in the world, I can send you to an app. You can get your measurements, send me your measurements, and I can send you clothes. It's that simple. So, young man, why are you going to 808 and flex? No, 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 no. This is the first time. I'm talking about, this is like the first time I went to Thailand. I've been to Thailand twice. One time the first time I went, I stayed for 2 months. The second time I went, I stayed like 5 months. But that was for business. I stayed like 5 months in Thailand the second time around. No, 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 no. That was the first time I went to Thailand. I'm talking about when you first go to Thailand, everybody go to 808 or Flex. You don't know no better. You just go. Everybody goes. The first time. The second time around, I went there a little bit, but then I got I said, this ain't it. I'm bored, I'm getting bored. Let me stop doing this. So I stopped going. I haven't been there since the girl I'm dating took me. I met her there, and then she took me back there before I left, and that was it, because it was Sokran. I met her when Sokran was starting, and we went there one weekend for Sokran. We're still going on. But I don't go like that. No, I don't go like that anymore. I don't go like that anymore. Yeah, Thailand has excellent tailors. Great business model. I know it's a great business model. But I use one of the best in the city. So I got a great plug. These are the clothes. They've been washed. These are the clothes, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Vietnam too. But I haven't been to Vietnam yet. But the point is, you don't need to go anywhere no more. Because before you had to go in person to deal with these people. Now you don't have to. I have the technology that negates that. I have the technology that negates that. I can put the logo wherever I want, but I don't want to do it here because everybody does it here. That's why I did it here, to make it unique. Everybody does it here. And contrary to popular belief, no one looks here. When people see you for the first time, they look here. Nobody looks here. Everybody does it there. That was corny to me. But I also have it on a collar. We have another product coming out, and you'll see. And I have it on a collar. I have the logo on a collar, right here. Yeah, the Indian clubs. Those are good clubs to go to. No, it's triple the price of drinks. The drinks there are triple the price. Take the regular price and times it by 3. Oh, you live on the dark side. Okay. Well, that's interesting. You live on the dark side and you've never been to Walking Street, but it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. What is this? Damn. That ain't gonna work. Okay, I'm sorry. I was doing something real quick. So anyway, that's what I did to get out of monk mode. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. I mean, that's what I did to get out of being a sexless man. But I was a sexless man, so I know what it's like. And I didn't have any idea how many men out there are sexless. You know. The Weekend, man. Maybe I have to see it with the collar pop flat. What, the shirt? Oh, you want to see the safari suit? Oh, okay. The safari suit, yeah. The safari suit has the flat collar. I'm going to put those out in a couple of weeks. I'm not doing that right now. I'm still working on pushing these. You buy any polos yet, Weekend? How many polos you buy? You bought one? Just buy one and give it a try, you know? Can't hurt. I guarantee you, you'll like the fit. The fit will be better. Yeah, Michael Hill is the outlier. Living on the dark side and never going to 808 or flex. You're not missing nothing, Michael Hill. Trust me, you're not missing nothing. Never been to Walking Street, but live in Pattaya? Wow. I mean, you're not missing nothing, though. You're really not. Walking Street is just what it is. It's a walking street. You just really walk. I never would go into any of those go-go bars for a long time. And then my friend came and he had a list of go-go bars and he was like, somebody said these are the best ones. And then he took me to Pinups and he took me to Candy Shop. And then I like Candy Shop, but not no more. And then I really like Pinups. Pinups is consistent. Pinups is consistent. So, but I would never go into go-go bars on Walking Street. I would walk past those places all day. I would avoid them because that's the biggest game. It's in Pattaya. The weed spots. Yeah, I don't do marijuana, but yeah, so the black man's option is the future. And it really just means economic options. If we're going to have economic options, we need to get out of America. Black men can't stay in America and make no money. Can't make no money here. We haven't been making any money here. And they've been limiting our advancement. I got proof that America has limited the advancement of black men. I got proof. That's my next attack. Okay? Coming soon. They have limited the economic opportunities of black men. We all know the numbers. I mean, there actually is really real proof. I'm not just bullshit, but there really is real proof, among other types of social proof as well. So, the black man's option is about going overseas to start businesses. That's the new thing I'm starting. Go overseas to start businesses and increase our wealth. This has been the way. Everybody has gone overseas to increase their wealth. They never exploited wealth in their own backyard. They've always gone overseas to exploit their wealth. That's what you got to do. That's why we have people with businesses in other countries. Nobody has a business in America. I don't have a business in America in the sense that, I can go and incorporate and open up a bank account. But as far as like operating here, I can't operate here. My business partners aren't here. The technology isn't even here. I don't know where they get the technology from, but I don't even think it was even developed in America. So it would be too expensive. It's just, man, it's just a lot. It's just a lot, It's just a lot. It's a lot. So it's just a lot. That's not true. It's less than that, and it doesn't work like that. People, people, I don't know, man. We have a few black economists, and I don't know why they allow that myth to percolate like that, but that's not true. African American neighborhoods, the dollar stays in the neighborhood for a maximum of 3 hours. That's not true. It's less than that, and that doesn't even exist anymore. That was they pulled that from we don't even have African American neighborhoods anymore. You understand that a neighborhood implies ownership. Nobody owns anything in African American neighborhoods. You don't own the building. You don't own the real estate. Not a neighborhood. You just live there. Okay? And a neighborhood where all the people live that are of the same background is a ghetto. So you can have a white ghetto You can have a Jewish ghetto. You can have different. Ghetto is actually a Jewish word, so it's not a. People think it's a slur or a pejorative, but it's not. It's actually a Jewish word. Ghetto is when the Nazis put them all together. They were like, they're ghettoing us. We in a ghetto. That's what it was. So, but a neighborhood implies that you own property. Like, I live in a neighborhood. Everybody owns their homes. A neighborhood would imply that the people own the property. Everything. We don't own African American ghettos. You don't own anything there. No, so the dollar doesn't stay in there at all because there's no banks there, right? They're food deserts. There's nowhere to eat. So there's nowhere to spend the money at in the neighborhood, even if you had it. Even if this is true, there's nowhere to spend the money. You know, and even if it was true, it would probably be less than 3 hours. What they're talking about is like it's a word in economics. It means it's like a symbiosis. Okay, so what they're talking about like this. This is what they're talking about. Let's say the Weeknd is an accountant. He lives next door to me. I inherit some money. I start a business. I say the Weeknd, I need an accountant. So I hire him. I become one of his clients. And every time I pay him, he pays his mortgage, which the bank in the neighborhood is able to make loans for people to buy other property. And then the people at the bank, they go and eat at a restaurant that was started because somebody made a restaurant. And then they hire the Weeknd to be their accountant. And then he's able to buy another property, which puts more money in the bank. And then the bank can make another loan to somebody to sell cars. And then we buy cars. And then somebody else starts a car wash in their front of their house. And then eventually they making money and they eating at the restaurant and they hiring the Weeknd to be their accountant. It's a name for it. That's what they're talking about. And then you take a vacation and you go to another city and you spend the money there. That's what they're talking about. But there's a term for it, but I can't remember, but it's a term. But that's what we call quasi-economics. That shit don't exist no more, man. That never really happened. It never really happened like that. They just say that. See what they've been doing is they've been trying to the safari suit, but I'm not a dictator. Why not? Why don't you want to be a dictator? Listen, oh my God, you guys have got some good points, but you guys are all over the place today. Listen, let me start with the thing. Those are what we call that voodoo economics. It's not viable. Voodoo economics is not viable. What you have to have is you have to have equity. The question is how much equity is in African American neighborhoods? How much of the neighborhood do African Americans own? Zero. If they don't own the neighborhood, it's not a neighborhood because you can be moved out. You can be moved out at any time. That's what they call gentrification because we don't have any equity. You can be moved out at any time. So there's no such thing as African American neighborhoods. And that form of economics is called voodoo economics. We would put it under voodoo economics, okay? I can't go into all my business, but what you want to do is you want to invest your money in the stock market or some type of instrument because you're going to have a different investment philosophy. You're either going to take a lot of risk like me and get a lot of rewards, but the hits, it's really like getting a hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat. Or you're going to be safe and you don't mind being long term. You're more disciplined than me, so you can get your money long term. Me, I'm not disciplined, so I got to get a lot of money in the short term. So that means my risks are always high. And when I fail, which is a lot, it's like being hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat. Like fucking, like laid out, okay? So I'm not going to give you an economic course because we got black economists on YouTube that don't do shit. So you're talking to the wrong person, but I'm just telling you that that's not what it is. That's not how it works. I just explained to you what they were talking about, how it works. One person in a neighborhood going to get all the money. That would be the Weeknd because he's the accountant. Actually, 2 people would get all the money. That would be the Weeknd, who's the accountant, and then the son he sent to college to become a doctor who comes back and opens up a doctor's office to practice medicine, a private practice. And we all go see him every time we have a baby. And it used to happen like that. Used to give the doctor eggs and bread and cheese. Used to pay the doctor in food because you can't have no money. It's a bartering system. But anyway, two people are going to get all the money. That's the accountant, that's the doctor, and then they go on vacation. And when they go on vacation and spend that $25,000, that's when the money leaves the community. But they go on vacation only like once a year, maybe for like Thanksgiving and New Year's weekend, something like that. So it stayed in the community 12 months. Theoretically, that was what they were saying, but it never happened like that. What they really were trying to do was just lie to African Americans why we don't have no money. That's what they were trying to do. They were just lying to African Americans to explain why we don't have no money, to deflect us away from equity. Equity is what you want to know. You don't want to know how much the money stay in a community. That's pointless. That's a non-factor. And there's nothing wrong with being a dictator. Dictators are great. Some dictators are great. I mean, when you say dictator, a king is a dictator. I mean, America's a dictatorship. People don't understand that. America is a de facto dictatorship. Think about the definition of a dictator, right? See, this is how they play the game. You've allowed them to do the homework for you, and you got to do your own homework. But you allow them to do their homework for you. Most dictators that they say, they're trying to say that African leaders who seize their country for the purposes of keeping all the equity in their country were bad. So they give them a moniker. Oh, he's a dictator. He's a dictator. But these guys ain't last that long. A ruler with total power over a country, typically one who has obtained control by force. A person who behaves in an autocratic way. See, a dictator in America is known as a U.S. senator. One man who's been in government for 50 years. Longer than the president, longer than all the people in the House of Congress put together. The senators are dictators. They just gave $98 billion away like that. They gave $98 billion of your money away without any excuses or any reason to Israel and Ukraine and Taiwan. Like that. And you're telling me about black money staying in the neighborhood for 3 fucking hours. We can't even keep the money in America for fucking one day. The ratio of $98 billion to African American money staying in a community for 3 hours is like a day. So America can't even keep the money in the country a day. They giving them welfare. They giving other countries. Hold on a minute. Let me look out my window. Shit, I don't see no Palestinians down the street. I don't see Hamas down the street. Do you know what it would take? See, this is what they don't want you to know. The unique thing about living in America, the unique thing about America, North America, and Canada, Central America, South America, the unique thing is that they cannot be invaded. They're not landlocked to old geographical spheres. What does that mean? Well, let's think about this. Let's get geopolitical for a minute. What does that mean? That means that with the exception of England, one country, theoretically, in Europe or Asia Minor, could take over the whole Eurasia continent. One country could take over everything because it's landlocked. It's landlocked. And possibly, because this is what the Romans did at one. This is what the Romans did at one time to the known world for them. This is what Alexander the Great did at the time before that, and possibly northern, what they call Africa. One country in Europe could take all that over if they wanted to, if they put their energies into it, or at least co-opt all the countries to fall under one government, which is what they're trying to do. Got the European Union, they're trying to do that. In a couple of years, you won't see Italy and France and these other countries. That's why England left. Because they put the blueprint, this is the timetable. In a couple of years, all these European Union nations would be, I think that's actually written down. They're going to be one country. They got to consolidate to survive. And if Africa beats them to it, guess what? Africa would dominate the globe. If all those countries in Africa come together, they have the largest military overnight, the second largest economy overnight, and they control a lot of sectors overnight. Not to mention everything that is exploitable. Every resource on the planet comes out of Africa. The phones, everything. Food, everything. So they would be the third most powerful nation on the planet only because they don't have nuclear weapons. They still be behind U.S. and Russia. But the nation, and it's funny because some people refer to Africa as a country, but it's a bunch of different countries. But if all those countries were one country, if Africa was one country, it would be the third most powerful nation on the planet. Why isn't that happening? And then you got to ask yourself, well, that's why they took out people like Gaddafi and other people, because they were trying to do this, but they were too late. They were too late. They got played. See, I'm not going to get played. I'm getting in mine now. I'm not going to wait till I'm 80 and then tell what should be happening. I'm getting in mine now. They owe me. You see this? They owe me. I'm getting in mine right now. I got my number, and when I was in monk mode, I put my number together. The number I need, the amount of money I need, the amount of fuck you money I need, I'm getting in mine. I was in the shower thinking about it. How I get this bread, man. Who my real friends are. I know who my real friends are. I only got 2 real friends. I only got 2 real, and I need to call my other friend. I need to call both of them today. I need to call them at least once a week. Because I realized I only really have 2 real friends in the whole world. 2 people who really give a fuck about me in the whole world. Well, 3, but the point is that I know who's going to be on a private jet with me. I know who's going to be on my board of directors with me. I know who's going to be skiing with me in Vail. You know what I'm saying? These 2 people. Okay? So, I mean, what are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Dictator can be a good thing. You know? Many black men building profitable. Exactly. In Japan. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why are black men making businesses in other countries, though? Nobody want to tell you about that. Nobody want to answer that question. Why we got to go to another country as Americans to make a business? Nobody want to tell you about that. Group economics, that's voodoo economics, bro. Listen, you don't understand how this works, man. Listen, guys. Listen. You guys, listen. Listen. Well, yeah, we already off the topic a little bit, but it's cool because I was done talking about being a sexless man. I said I admitted to it. I explained to you what it was like and what I did, and this is actually what I'm still doing. I'm doing this right. What I'm still doing right now. You know, money make you handsome, so I'm gonna get some money. So I'm gonna get some money. You know what I'm saying? He say he worth $1 million, but I got $1 million on me. You know, so listen. They got $98 billion out there, man. That was a dictator move. We couldn't stop them. We couldn't stop, as American citizens, we could not say to them, I don't want this bill signed. I don't want to give my money away to these countries, man. They on their own. They got to hold their own nuts. Okay? Do you understand? Maybe I should do a live just about this because I don't think nobody understands what just happened. I don't. Do you know how much they spend in the Vietnam War? I'm laughing because, man, the fact that the white people don't pay me to be quiet or don't even give me a job to work for them, There's something going on. That's why I know. I'm too fucking intelligent. I'm too fucking intelligent. I'm too fucking intelligent to be living like this. This ain't enough. It ain't enough. Okay. The estimated cost of the Vietnam War doing Kennedy, Johnson, and okay. So they slick. See, they already working. They fucking with y'all, man. They fucking with y'all. They fucking with y'all. They fucking with y'all, bro. They fucking with y'all. They fucking with y'all. Oh, they slick. They slick. They fucking with y'all. They fucking with y'all. They fucking with y'all. They fucking with y'all. Oh man, I can't even find a number. They already skewed the numbers. They slick. You see, they slick because it wasn't this much. They slick. These dirty bastards, man. Anyway, let's just divide it by 3. That's what we can do. But they fuck with the numbers. Okay. So they're saying 176 billion, but they're fucking with the numbers. They spent $58 billion theoretically for the Vietnam War, for the whole war. And how long was the Vietnam War? The Vietnam War was 1955 to 1975. 2 decades, roughly about 20 years. That was 20 years, okay? That was 20 years, okay? So if over 20 years they spent 58 billion on one war and they lost, and they really playing with y'all because they're saying across administrations. No, it don't work like that. They fucking with y'all, doing Kennedy, Johnson, and Nixon combined. And Nixon wasn't even around that long, so he don't count. Johnson don't count because he just got in at the... Man, they fucking with y'all, man. And Kennedy wasn't even president yet. So how is... You see how they be fucking with y'all? I'm sorry, man. They fucking with y'all. Yeah, exactly. 2 trillion. This is called it 3 trillion. I like to round up. I only did business math in college, so I'm no good. Yeah, they spent 3 trillion on the war in Afghan. 20 years. Exactly. So you understand ratios, right? If you understand, you sound like you're good at math. So you understand ratios. So what is the ratio for 98 billion to that for 20 years? Because they gave them 98 billion for 1 year. You see, I don't think nobody's going to get it. Nobody in America is going to get what's going on until it's too late. And when I mean too late, it'll be too late. And you're going to hear this number. You're going to hear this number. You heard this number from me first because I'm all about money. I need a lot of money right now, bro. I need like $10 million at least or I'm going to die. For real, I need like $10 million. I'm going to die. I need $10 million immediately. I really need 20 million, but I could make something. I could live with 10 million, but I need 20 million. But I need $10 million like right now. I need $10 million right now like that. I'm gonna start doing what Floyd doing. I'm just gonna get on here and start begging for money. But I'm begging for like $10 million. I'm not fucking begging for peanuts. Listen, man. You're gonna hear this number. In our lifetime, well, my nephew's definitely going to hear this number. So he's already prepared. When you hear this number, oh, my eyes been watering lately. I think they might have poisoned me or something. When you hear this number, if you're still in America, leave the country immediately. Take your money, go to the pawn shop, buy some silver jewelry, buy some gold jewelry, buy whatever jewelry you can buy. Get out the country when you hear this number. The U.S. left $86 billion of equipment in Afghanistan. Yeah, exactly. So when you hear this number, but that was intentional though, because you don't understand what's going on. You don't understand how they. That was intentional. I don't want to talk about that. That's a different topic, but that was intentional. They didn't leave equipment there. They armed the country in contravention of UN rules and laws. They armed what would become a American ally. Not right now, but later. They armed the government. They armed the Taliban, basically. That was the deal. That was the deal. The Taliban, that was like, not a hostage thing, but it was definitely a tribute, definitely a form of extortion. Okay, that was the deal. That's how they paid the Taliban in equipment. They didn't leave it there on purpose. You're going to hear this number, Googleplex. That's the code word, Googleplex. When you hear Googleplex, when you hear 3 Googleplex, when you hear the U.S. citizens come up, when you hear the U.S. senators come on TV and say they just signed a bill for 3 Googleplex to support Ukraine or the next group of countries that are European or even Israel. We just signed a 3 Googleplex. We just signed a 3 Googleplex bill for aid to Israel. Get your money out the bank. Go to the bank. Take all your money out. Tell them, fuck you. Take all your money out. You can rob them as long as you take your money out. People don't know about that. You can legally rob the bank as long as you only take your money out. They can't prosecute you for taking your money out by force. Take your money out by force if you have to. Go to the nearest pawn shop in the hood. Buy all the jewelry you can, because in a minute that paper's gonna be worth nothing. Buy all the jewelry, all the gold you can. Shit, I don't care. Buy a fucking TV. I don't care. Put your money into something that can be resold. Precious metals, right? Copper, whatever. Fucking get pennies. I don't care. And then, because people sleep on copper, but copper's an important thing. Because Elon Musk is talking about these batteries, but guess what? They use a lot of copper. Get the copper, go to the airport, tell them you want to put this package, you're going to put all this shit into a box and write your name on it and put a tag on it and put your photo on it and put it on the box. And tell the airline you want to check this as air cargo to your destination. And you pay them in cash to your destination. Don't get the insurance. And make sure they put it on the plane, put an air tag on it, because that's your money. All this is your money now. And go anywhere in the world. And when you get there, take your passport and wipe your ass with it. Because when they say Googleplex, it's over. And that's where they're going. At 98 billion, at one time, they're not that far from a trillion. So when they hit a trillion, there's no more numbers left. There's just Googleplex. Look it up. Just Googleplex. Exactly. I would run when I hear the Treasury Department reaches debt ceiling. Exactly. One Googleplex. See, I'm telling you the truth. You guys know I know what I'm talking about now. Okay? Now you're taking me seriously. I appreciate it. Now, is it all making sense to you why I'm here, what I'm doing, what my real purpose is, why I tell you I need this much money or I'm going to die? Because that shit, if they were spending this much over 20 years on wars that they lost, let's be honest, you don't really win a war. The purpose of a war is not to win a war. The purpose of a war is to exert your influence on a foreign power, That's the purpose of a war. You don't win a war. That's old. Somebody surrenders and waves a flag and all that. Shit, motherfucking Gaddafi surrendered. You know what he got? A bullet in the head. Saddam Hussein surrendered. You know what he got? Hung in the basement. Like, they don't have that because the wars have to be legal for you to surrender. They're not even legal wars. Remember, there was a time when they would say, we declare war on Germany, we declare war on Japan. Congress has to legally say, we're going to war. It's the only way you can surrender to the U.S. is if it's a legal war. If it's not a legal war, there's no surrendering. That's why the wars aren't legal anymore. They don't want you to surrender. They just want your ass. Okay? So, if they spent this much money over 20 years on wars, and we know that that's a pattern. All the wars last 20 years. Vietnam, Iraq times 2, and Afghanistan, right? 40 years of war. See, sometimes they want you to not listen to some people. And so what they do is they give them the moniker of being a racist or a white supremacist. And that may be so. You know, that's their prerogative. I mean, if they're not going to physically harm me, you could be a white supremacist all day, but you come around me with that shit. I'm going to put 2 here and 1 here for you with a smile. So, but Steve Bannon, he said the most realest thing I've ever heard a person say. Well, I ever heard a white man say. He said the most honest thing a white man has ever said. He said that when you add up all the years America has continuously been at war, we have been in an era of the dark ages, unlike anything ever seen as a country on the planet. We have been in the dark ages as a country. And they claim they're trying to stop that. And I kind of partially believe them, but I know you can't trust them, but I kind of partially believe them because it is true. World War One, well, before that too, there were wars. But you got World War One, Two, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq times 2, and Afghanistan. 8 wars in this generation, 100 years, 8 wars. For what purpose? I'm waiting for the answer. Wasn't democracy. Thank you, WG. This is the silk one I have. It's not available yet, but I got a little deal I'm going to have where if you buy the other shirts, I'll send you the silk one. But for free. So you buy 2 shirts, you get 1 for free. But this is silk, yeah. So we in the fucking dark ages, man. This is a white dude that they don't want you to listen to. They don't want you to listen to a lot of white guys. And I kind of be like, oh, you know what? I see why. I see why they putting that moniker on him to scare me off so I don't learn the truth. So sometimes, yeah, sometimes they be telling the truth. Sometimes they be telling that bullshit. They be talking that bullshit, but they can't help it. That's just... So you even got to understand about racism, too. It's real. But some people aren't really as much as a racist as they are a product of in-group bias, which contributes to discrimination. And so we can only talk about discrimination because discrimination is the only thing that's unlawful. It's not unlawful to be racist. I think it should be unlawful and punishable by death, but it's not. What we can talk about is discrimination, and the progenitor of that is in-group bias. Are these people discriminators? Hell fucking yeah. Are they racist? It's a difference. It's a difference. They haven't done the racist shit yet, so therefore there's no point in talking about it. Okay? They can have racist thoughts and beliefs, but until they start going on YouTube and doing racist shit, there's no point in talking about it. But they want to delude everybody and say, don't listen to them. But if you look at Ronald Reagan, they never talk about Ronald Reagan, and he was the most racist president of them all. In my opinion, Ronald Reagan was a fucking Klansman. He was a big racist. They got him talking about African people as being monkeys. Okay? So, if you want to see which presidents were racist and which ones were really, I don't want to say decent, but stable, you watch the movie The Butler. If you can read the book, probably better. The black butlers can tell you who really was who was faking and who was really about that Klan shit, because they was serving them and eavesdropping and pretending not to exist while they bringing them food, and they talking about genocide of black people, inner city crack, all that. They know so many secrets, and that's why I gotta write the story about them the right way. Today I gotta write the story about them the right way, because they knew all the secrets. They still know all the secrets. And for some reason, they took a vow, an oath. Listen, man, you don't think the most powerful people on the planet have always been black men. Those butlers, man, if they talked, the memoirs, if they did memoirs, and they probably did some of them, and we don't even know they fucking exist. I gotta watch The Butler again, because they all in there. Their names are all in there. I gotta see who wrote a book. Which White House butlers wrote a book. Because if they talked, and of course they're not going to talk because they're benefiting from that information. They're benefiting. What companies ain't going to get this, who they going after, who going to be in jail, who they bailing out, when COVID shutdown start, they benefiting from all of this. So why would they tell you, I know the truth about that topic and that topic? In the movie, he go like this. Someone told me the other day Austin Holman was on his live and his mother called him a bitch ass nigga. That's my phone ringing. My sister, every morning she wakes up, she's in the hospital. I hope she gets well soon. She keeps calling. I'm muted so you don't hear the phone ringing in the background. But that was funny though. Somebody said Austin Holman's mother called him a bitch ass nigga on the live. I'm trying to find it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That boy is so overrated. But anyway, that boy is so overrated. I never see nothing like it. Yeah, when we get to a Googleplex, man, we're fucked. You were sexist because you were building your business in monk mode. I know. No, I'm not ashamed to say I was sexist. That's why I'm here. I'm not ashamed to say I was a sexless man. People think that not having sex makes you a man. I mean, people think that having sex makes you a man. It doesn't make you a man. It doesn't make you a man. I think the aimless sex makes you not heterosexual. All this aimless sex without love, sex without compassion, being intimate with every woman, if you call it that. When we turned it into like playing basketball or baseball or tag, when we turned it into like casual, I don't think that's heterosexual behavior. For some reason, it just doesn't feel like, to me, these are traits of heterosexual men. For some reason, to me, it doesn't feel like sex a lot. Having sex a lot is what heterosexual men do. And so I got to thinking also, recently I just started thinking this, I got to thinking like, am I playing a role? Am I being made a slave to a role? A role like, oh, I'm a heterosexual man, and the expectations that I have sex with women all the time. One woman, a lot of different women. Am I playing a role? And if I'm playing a role, then I'm co-opted. And if I'm co-opted, therefore I'm a slave. I'm enslaved. I'm enslaving myself. So that's why I said, You know, it's all fun. It's all fun and games. It's all, but after a while, you start to develop other thoughts. You start to develop other thoughts, and you can start to extrapolate the reality. And when you're red pill, you gotta be like, man, listen here, man. This girl in Thailand, she stops dating me. It's no big deal. I kind of want to be off the hook anyway. To be honest with you, because you get emotional. You get, oh man, this is great. I love this person. I love hanging out with them. I want to be with them. You get into all that, but then you start to think, am I done yet? Am I done yet? Because I might want to go to Africa. I might want to go back over here. I definitely want to go back to Colombia. I really plan on going to Colombia. I kind of got to set my sights back to Colombia. I got to be like, am I done yet? Am I done experiencing the world? Do I want to bring someone along for that experience? Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have someone along for the experience. But like I said, anyway, I don't know, man. I wish I had all my money back. I know that. Because, man, it's like we're being played. Like, they kept the sex from me to make me want to pursue something that was really worthless. Sex is worthless. There's no value to it. There's no value to it. Unless the woman is doing everything you fantasize. And see, me, I have a different, like, I don't know how to explain it. Let me see, I'm gonna try. I know women are capable of, because I had a best friend who was a stripper, and we was close. We were close, emotionally and mentally. Like, we were tight. The tightest person I've ever been connected to was a woman. We were tight. Like, the best friend I ever had was a woman. My best friend in the whole world was a woman, and she was a stripper. And it's funny how I met her. I didn't meet her planning to be her best friend. I met her wanting to fuck. But what happened was, when I saw behind the scenes her real nature as a woman, as a romantic partner, I was turned off. And I was like, damn, she trying to make me like them guys. Oh, no. She bad, but I can't do it. I can't fall under her spell. And after a while, she would try me. Like, she would hop into bed with me, and I'd be like, "What are you doing? Wake up! Get out the bed! Go to your bed!" I would rebuff her. You know. But anyway, and then as we got closer, I guess maybe when I felt like, well, you know what, maybe it'd be good. Maybe I'll try to make a move on her. She would rebuff me because she started getting use out of me. And I guess she felt like if she give me the pussy, this is all I want right now. And then I'm going to leave. She won't get the use out of me she was getting, you know? Yeah, I'm in love with a stripper. Yeah. Oh, man, let me tell you that story. Wow. So like I told you guys, I went through this whole phase of chasing strippers, dating strippers, because I felt like, I thought like every other man, right? They know how to give you your fantasy. See. Let me tell you something. Women, if you're having sex and you're doing anything, you're not having sex. What do I mean by that? If you're on top and you're humping and you're doing caressing, if you're doing anything to her, that's not sex. Sex is where you just lay there and she does everything to you. And all your fantasies. Like right now, I have this crazy throat goat fantasy. Or she does all your fantasies the way you envision it in your head. Because when women like you, They try to figure out how to satisfy you, how to please you. And so they do everything. That's how you know that they like you. They do everything. Try to figure out what you like, how to please you. They experiment how to suck your dick to see if you like that or what you like. Like they experiment on you, to see what you like. And if you got to tell them, to me, it's not really genuine. They don't give a fuck about you, They'll do it, but they don't give a fuck about you. You just gotta lay there and see what they do. If they give a fuck about, like women think like this. Let me tell you how women think. Just because she dance go, it don't make her a ho-ho. Listen, I had them play that too in one of the go-go bars in Thailand, and all the girls were like, wait a minute, what? In the go-go bar, they never heard that song. Perfect Gentleman. That's my song. That's my song. That's my theme song. Wyclef. So, let me tell you a secret about women for free. I'm gonna tell you this last thing. I keep saying this, but I'll be giving you guys so much because you guys are elite. You guys are the Navy SEALs. We the Delta Force. We the other ones too. We black team. We the real wet works. We the small group. Small group. When a woman, well, it's first off, men shoot too high. Men like to start at 6 and above, when really we should be more like 3 and 4. 3 and 4s are not bad looking chicks, but they're not really good looking chicks to everyone else. But they're not bad looking chicks to you, but they may not be good looking chicks when you go out with them. So everybody trying to be at 6 and above, but really most men should be at 3 and 4. I'll tell you why. When a woman likes you, and most likely it's not going to happen for you, women aren't going to like you unless they desire acceptance from any man, or you're popular, or you're wealthy, or you're popular and wealthy, because they're not the same thing, or you have social proof from another female. So you was fucking another female that she knows, and this female was talking about you like you were a sex god. Okay? That's the only way women are going to like you. But most 3 and 4s are always looking for acceptance from a man, from any man. And so all women think like this. When you finally reach that point when you're going to have sex with them, we're talking about organic sex, not P for P. Organic sex. Like, organic sex is like I meet her and she tells me either let's go fuck, or I meet her and we meet up later and we have a date and then we fuck. But the fucking has to take place within a certain time frame for it to be organic. 3, 4 dates later, it's not organic. It's really buying pussy because you took her out 3, 4 more times. P for P is anything past 24 hours that you didn't pay for, that you're paying for. But if it's organic, it happens like the first date. You're not paying for it. You only went on 1 date. That's why women don't have sex on the first date, because they're not getting any value. They're not getting no benefit from it. But when a woman likes you, she thinks like this when she's in bed with you. She thinks, what can I do to make him like me? What can I do that if he says, I'm going to go look for someone else, he's going to miss it? What can I do? How do I find out what he likes? And then their imagination starts running. And let me tell you about women's imagination. It is sick when it comes to sex. Their imagination is sick. Okay? You can't even begin to capture their imagination. So then she's going to start figuring out what you like. She has to do things to see what you react to. And of course, the biggest thing is how fast you orgasm, how fast you nut. So she's going to do all kinds of stuff to see what gets you off. That's how you know she likes you. When you got to do anything to her, when you got to do anything, she don't like you. And women switch out. Women like men for a lot of superficial reasons. They like them because they got a big dick, and they know he got a big dick, or they like him because he got muscles, or he got a big dick and muscles, pause, no homo, or they like him because he's tall, or they like him because he got a beard, or they like him because he got a big dick, muscles, tall, and a beard. Or they like him because he got. So you get where I'm going with this? They start with a bunch of individual things, and then those things become groups as the guy gets less attractive to them. So the less attractive the guy is, the more of these things he got to have in a group. So it's like the first thing, he got to have a big dick. The second thing, he got to have muscles. The third thing, right? But then a group starts. He got to have a big, thick muscles and a beard. You got, and be tall. So once they get through the single things, then all those single things come into a group. And the more attractive you get, the bigger the group gets. But in my opinion, from what I've seen, Colombia, Brazil, a lot of these countries are normal. The girls, they don't need money in a lot of these countries, because a lot of these countries have ways of making money, and they have ways of making money. So they don't need money where it's like a difference between death or survival for these girls. They don't need money like that. So for them, it's all about a man's endowment. How big is your shit? That's what it's about. And that's what it's about in America. How big is your shit? That's what it's about. And it's more of a setup, because what they proliferated among African American men is that we all walking around with these elephant trunks. It's supposed to be expected. So that's what, they proliferated. Whereas our competitors, nobody talks about their lack of endowment as being not masculine. But for men, they say if you don't have but for African American men, they say if you don't have a big dick, you're not the most masculine man on the planet, right? So a white dude with a little dick can be masculine. There was this meme that somebody put up that proves this point. I never can find it, but it's a white dude, he walking on the beach with a beautiful girl. It's a nude beach. He walking on the beach with a beautiful girl. You can't see what his dick looks like, pause. But then there's a black guy that walks past him. He got an elephant trunk, and he's by himself. And the girl just looks over her shoulder at him, and he's like this, like. Because he's the more masculine. He's not the more masculine man. The white dude is, but she's still like, fuck. I'm stuck with this guy. She can't do anything to break free of that. So now in that country, it don't work like that. In that country, it really comes down to race, right? And then secondary would be that. So like the girl I'm dating, she got a really nice body. Her body's really thicker than I normally deal with because of that problem. But I couldn't help myself. Usually I'd be like, she's super bad, but she's thicker than I normally can handle. But sometimes I'll be thinking, I'll be feeling myself, I'll be doing my Rico Suave thing. I'll be like, yeah, we doing something today, But so it's not that bad with her. It's just not the way I'm used to putting it down. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I got this one girl that I was seeing, and the way I put it down on her whole body just orgasms on me. And she got addicted to that. She would just come by, and I would really be tired. I'd be sleeping. And every time I move around, I notice she's just laying on her back with her legs open. She's like, hurry up. They don't got much English, and they don't know how. So she's like, we fucking? I'm like, what? Wait, what? I'm hungry right now. Let's go eat, and we come back. and see how it go, you know? And so anyway, that's another telltale sign. When you got a girl laying around you and she just got her legs open all the time, it's another telltale sign. But that shit don't happen like that no more. I miss those days. I miss those days when you was like, you had a girl that you were just chilling with. You know, you wasn't really dating. You just met her. You know, you were just chilling. You ain't even have sex with her yet. She just comes by your crib on the weekends, on a Saturday. Or when you were off, he just comes by and you guys hang out in the crib for the day, watch TV, or she's just there. She's doing her thing and you just doing your thing, you know, and the way she's just laying around, you know, she's doing all these poses, you know. I don't know if she's doing them on purpose or not, but it looks sexy, you know, and you're like thinking to myself, damn, why is she sitting with her butt up, you know? Why is she laying on the couch with her legs open? You're like, what the fuck? Because you kind of don't know, like, you know, well, anyway. I miss those days. I miss those days. So anyway, in that country though, that does matter. It's race first and then it's endowment. So, you know, once they've been with a white dude, then they get all the money, then they're like, I need some good sex, you know? And so that's where they come in. So, you know, I'm probably not sexually compatible with her in the way that she's used to because she with this African dude, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay. But anyway, the point is that she doesn't do anything, you know? So I'm being distracted because I'm over here chasing the fucking. I'm chasing this role. I'm chasing this role where sex is supposed to define me as a heterosexual man. Sex is supposed to identify my masculinity, and I'm like, but I'm still fucked up financially. So, and this guy said the realest thing. This guy named FD Signify. He said the realest thing. He said we so busy worrying about homosexuality as African American men, not seeing that the real emasculation is our economics. So you a faggot because you poor, basically. You're not a faggot because you put on a dress or you sleep with guys, right? You're really a faggot because you're poor. And that's true. And I was like, damn, that's the realest motherfucking thing someone has ever said. And that's where I was like, I'm glad I came out of monk mode already because I'm making money now. I'm doing better in my life, you know? I'm better. I feel better. I live better. My hair is growing. This is a sign of health. It's how you know you're healthy. Your hair grows. My hair was never this long. My hair was normally, if you took this off, my hair was like this for a long time. I could never grow a flat top in school. I always wanted a flat top. I could never grow a flat top. My hair wouldn't grow long enough. Now my hair is like super long. You know? Super long. Because I'm healthier. You got to give your body will let you know if you leave it alone, it'll do things to let you know you're healthy. Growing a beard ain't healthy. But they think it is, but that shit ain't healthy. That shit ain't healthy. But they think it is, so I don't know. You know, it's. But anyway, I said to myself, am I playing a role? And I said, yeah, they got me in a role. And the role is a fool and his money will soon be parted. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with admitting you're a sexless man. And I think people aren't really telling the truth, you know. But anyway, the black man's option is not about sex. The black man's option is about making money. Because as you can see, when these motherfuckers give away welfare to other countries, the only way you're going to survive is if you're able to sell a product. The economies of the world will always exist. It just be some countries won't exist. You know what I'm saying? Money maxing, exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly. That's what you got to do. And so, you know, I think I talked about this yesterday. The purpose of sex was never for pleasure. The purpose of sex was mainly for reproduction. So if you don't understand that, you're already lost. You know, we're definitely having too much pleasure and not making enough money. And to show you, what about looks maxing or geo maxing? Those are worthless. No, looks maxing is worthless. There's no Okay, looks maxing is worthless and geo maxing is worthless. Let me tell you why looks maxing is worthless. Looks maxing is worthless because there's no industry. Where can you go and get a bigger dick? If you're not satisfied with your dick size, there's nowhere you can go and get a bigger dick. You're stuck with what you got. Your dick is only going to be as big as your father's dick. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. Maybe if you were smart enough and you were fucking more in puberty, it might have stretched a little bit more. But micro inches is what it stretches, right? If you was flapping a lot when you was an adolescent like me, you probably did more damage and shrunk it. The studies have shown that long-term masturbation takes away an inch. And I could have sworn my dick was a lot bigger when I was younger, but maybe, I don't know. My body grew too, so maybe it's that I got fatter, so maybe, but most girls tell me I got a big dick. I don't see it, maybe because I look at it all the time. I don't think so. I don't think I do. They tell me I do. They be like even thinking it's an extra inch hiding in there underneath the pubic flap, underneath the fat of my pubic area. But you know, they be like, I can feel an extra inch. I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? But like, you know, if I lose that pubic flap, I probably have a better look for me to look at. But anyway, there's no industry. If there was an industry for you to get a bigger dick, they would make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They would make a lot of money. Oh, well, yeah, nobody's perfect, but they would make a lot of money off of it. If I could find a way to make your dick look like this, like really, no pills, a little surgery, wasn't going to keep you from having kids. If I could find a way to make your dick look like this, I would be a zillionaire in milliseconds. In milliseconds. And I can show you proof, I would be a zillionaire in milliseconds. Men would pay me everything. They would be my bitches. They would pay me everything. But they can make a pussy. They can make bigger titties. They can make bigger ass. Women can do all kinds of augmentations. But men, shit, the surgery to make a man taller is probably the only thing we have. And that's not even instant. That take like 3 years. And they make you taller. And it's painful though. You can get an extra two feet, I think. So looks maxing isn't real because it's not an industry. There's no industry for it. Okay? Geomaxing, it's not so much about, I don't know. Geomaxing is confusing because for me, geomaxing has to be about doing a business. I geomax for business. When I went to Brazil, I moved there, okay? So I had a apartment. See, that's why nobody can come at me about traveling for box because I got leases in other countries. I got a lease in Brazil. I got a lease in Colombia. I got a lease in Thailand. And the other places I went, I only stayed for like 2 weeks. ABC Islands, Amsterdam, Netherlands, Germany, and Czech Republic. You know, those were me being a tourist. But other countries, I was living there. I had apartments. So, you know, I had apartments. I had gym memberships. I had personal trainers. You know, so for me, geomaxing is going to start a business. That's what geomaxing is for me because I won't tell you the secret about it, but there's a secret to why you can start a business overseas easier than you can in America. America is not a free world as you think it is. It's very regulated, very, very regulated. There's a video that just came up, geomaxing for white guys. I'm gonna watch that. But well, like I told you guys too, the cost of living in these countries is not cheap for us. You're not gonna live like they do. It's not safe for you, so you probably spend more to live and eat. It's not safe for you. So, but looks maxing is not real. There's no thing you can do. Bro, I have no issues with my dick size, but I'm bald as fuck. Yeah, I can't help you with that, man. Sorry. Try to take some vitamin E supplements. I don't want to sound cliche, but if you have balding in your family, if your father was bald or your grandfather, then there's nothing that can be done. I'm sorry. It's a genetic thing, a genetic trait. Most billionaires don't have wives that are nines and tens. They have wives that are eights or maybe sevens. Exactly. Like Jeff Bowes, that chick he got. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Mackenzie looked better than her. But for some reason, that Latin woman, she put it on him. And that's what I mean. See? She likes him. And because she liked him, she put it on him, And Latin women, they bad already. So she put it on him. He ain't never had nothing like that. She talking to him. She doing moves. But I think Mackenzie looked better though. I think Mackenzie looked better. That's just my opinion. Maybe because I got a little bit of a bias to white women, but I think Mackenzie looked better. But like she's not like Jeff Bowes' girlfriend. She's not even a 6. She's a 5. She's basic. For Latin women, she's basic. Mackenzie looked way better, and she helped him build the business. So I don't know how he dissed her like that. I don't know. Sometimes I guess people want to just I don't know, man. I don't know how he dissed her like that. That was fucked up, but. It's like, and his girlfriend now, she just don't do it for me. She's not the best he could get. If that's the best he could get, she's a bad example of Latin women for me. That's not even the best he could get. Like, I don't know, man. Something's not right with that. She definitely putting it on him, though. She definitely putting it on him. So, and got his hair shaved. He done shaved his head and everything. He got the bald head. I don't know why people think the bald head cut is a look. It's not a look. It's the bald head. You look sick. It's what you do when you have cancer because you have the spotting of the chemo. From the chemo, you shave your hair off. You look sick. It's not... Men were not designed to not have hair on their head. See, what I would say, if you're bald, if you're bald, or if you just have a bald spot, man, let your hair grow. Stop cutting it. That's what I would say. Stop cutting it. If you have a bald spot, own that shit, bro. Own that shit. See, even the imagery of men is all wrong. Own that shit, bro. Don't you know the samurai? They used to just cut a fake bald spot in their hair. Because the Shogun and them guys, they look like that, and they wanted to look like that, so they intentionally would just shave. Like, own that shit, man. Own that shit. Don't shave your hair off like this guy. I don't know why she made him. I guess she made him shave his hair so that he looks less waspy. I guess they made him shave his head so he looked less waspy. Because he's a wasp. You know what I'm saying? He's a wasp. Let's see Jeff Bowes with hair. He's a wasp. He's a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. See, he had a super duper receding hairline. Yeah, see, he had a super duper receding hairline, and she told him he's the richest. See, this is the shit that I'm talking about. He's the richest man on the planet, and they fucking with him because he has a receding hairline, and they tell him, cut your hair off so you don't look like you have a receding hairline. And he looks worse. He looks worse with the receding hair. He looks worse bald-headed than he does with the receding hairline. And that should tell you a lot. That you can have all the money in the world and you're self-conscious about your fucking hairline and you cut all your hair off. That should tell you the state of where men are at, No, I'm not hating on bald dudes. You're missing what I'm saying. Hold on. Is there hope for someone with a micro penis? Let me see here. Hold on a minute. Most billionaires. Jeff Bowes' wife Mackenzie was like a 6 or a 7. Yeah, Mackenzie's a baddie. I guess because I like white women, but and she got money now, so I already fuck with her. But Jeff Bow. Let's see. Is there hope for someone with a micro penis? That's a rare thing though. If you have a micro penis, you like a rarity. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think women really care about that if they're in love with you. Be honest with you, if women are in love with you, they don't care about your penis size. That's the problem. See, these women aren't in love with you, so they care about your penis size. But if women are in love with you, they don't care about those things. So there is hope if you make her fall in love with you, you know. The key is to date 3, 4, or 5, and then make you more. Well, that's called social proof. That's social proofing. That just shows 8, 9, and 10s that somebody cares about you, that you can get a woman. That's all that does. That's just social proofing. I'm not hating on bald dudes. I'm just saying that don't shave your head. If you have the bald hair look, if you have a balding spot or a recession, just let it grow. Just leave it alone. Let it grow. Let it grow out of control. Own it. Because it may stimulate that area. Your body is always going to change and adapt to its conditions. So if you grow and it look like a hole in the middle, then the hair is going to probably grow there. But if you shave it off, you're conditioning your body to grow less hair. My hair was never this long. Listen, I could never get my hair this long, ever in my life until I just started locking it. And I guess it just conditioned it to grow. Look at this shit. This shit is long, bro. I gotta tell you, sometimes it's crazy. It's annoying. Or bodies like Austin, no Diddy. That's what we saying, no Diddy. We used to say pause. Austin's overrated, bro. I don't even know why y'all talking about that cat. He's so overrated. Bodies, what does that mean? He's 24. He's supposed to look like that. Every 24-year-old man is supposed to look like that. They haven't lived yet. Give him 10 years. He's gonna look like me. Give him 10 years. He's gonna look like me. You know? Billionaires don't date for looks. Maybe the new billionaires, but they usually end up divorced. Old money don't date for looks. Interesting take. Interesting take. Well, I do miss wearing hats. I do miss wearing hats. It's hard to wear a hat like this, but Cam Newton got the plug. He got the people I can go to and get a hat made because he got locks too. I miss wearing a hat. They don't even make hats like this for me, so I got to go get a special hat made. But anyway, Austin's fate. Let me tell you about this dude, man, because I don't know why these guys. There's a lot of homoeroticism going on right now because these dudes, man, you got everybody bowing down to this dude, bro. You got everybody bowing down to him, like kissing the ring. And I'm like, you got old dudes, you got other dudes that are popular like him. Everybody is kissing this dude's ass. I don't know why. I don't know why. Nobody's told me why. I've asked that. What is it about this person that you like? Why are y'all all kissing his ass? I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? He can't make any money off of his notoriety because he's got that episode in Brazil that hasn't been resolved until if it's real, then he has to be exonerated. And if it's not real, then he's a fraud, right? So he can't make no money off of it, right? So what is this like? I don't know, man. It's just like everybody gets excited when this guy comes around. I don't know what it is. I don't know why he's not doing nothing. And unless you guys are going to give him a lot of money right now, you know where he's going to be in 3 years? He's going to be back home at his mama's house. He's going to be broke. You know what you guys are doing to him? You setting him up like Milli Vanilli. That's what you're doing. You setting him up. Who's the guy in Milli Vanilli that killed himself? That's what you guys are setting him up for. You setting him up for that. You setting him up for that. Unless you're gonna make him rich, you're setting him up. Was it Rob? Rest in power, Rob. Was it Rob? You know, he's a one-hit wonder. And He's a one-hit wonder, and that's it. Rob Plattis. He killed himself. Listen, man, you playing with this boy. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you guys think it's funny, but you playing with this boy. You know what I'm saying? He's a boy. You got a 61-year-old dude attacking him. This is his grand. You know, I'm gonna call cats out. I'm gonna call cats out. I'm gonna call cats out tonight. DC Rob, who I highly respect, so just know I highly respect DC Rob, even though he does a lot of fear mongering. He's a fear mongerer, but I highly respect him because he means well. But he's a fear mongerer. Let's be honest here. He means well, but I highly respect DC Rob. But DC Rob attacked him, and this is DC Rob is 61. This is like DC Rob's great grandson. How are you going to attack your great grandson? What you do is you say, "Are you good? Do you need anything? Can I get you a ticket somewhere? Let me get you out of there. Let me get you see, I don't see nobody. The old heads are attacking him instead of getting him the fuck up out of his mama's house. And the young people, not much older than him, are like, I don't know, it's like some homoerotic shit with y'all, man. Y'all shouldn't be clearing panels when he shows up and fucking Austin Holman, he's a genius, he's a guru. Austin Holman, and he hasn't done shit but get kicked out of a country. So all he did was get kicked out of a country or fled a country under duress. And unless you guys are gonna make him rich, like last week, 3 years from now, when he has no money and he's no longer important, and 10 years after that, when he's fat, when he looks like me, what do you think's gonna happen to him? Half you guys ain't gonna be around anyway, because Googleplex is coming. I don't know. Does Zoom work with Milli Vanilli? I don't know if he worked with Milli Vanilli. I think he was a bag of tents. I don't know. Didn't Austin get into a fight with his mother? It's on Instagram. I don't know. They got into a fight and she put him out? I don't know, man. It was dangerous for him to be there anyway. Listen, it's dangerous to live with your mother. You shouldn't be living with your mother at 24. I mean, it's dangerous to live with your mother. Because if she has a disagreement and you're arguing, she gonna call the cops. The cops gonna come shoot you. That's it. You know? He ain't got nowhere. Understand, you know what? I gotta do a live about him. Because you guys gotta understand what's going on. You gotta understand what's going on. Okay? He has nowhere else to go but his mother's house. So all these girls in the other countries that you see him with, all the girls in all his videos that you see him with, he ain't got an invitation to stay with them. At least the girl that I'm dating in Thailand, I got an invitation to stay with her. That's not a problem. But all these girls that he's been with, Austin has star power. Get the fuck out of here. Let me screen. I'm screenshotting some of your comments just so you know. No, he doesn't need a mentor. He needs some money. He don't need a mentor. He needs some money. You should mentor. No, somebody else already offered to mentor him that I know, and he turned them down, as the story goes. So he don't need my help. He couldn't handle me being a mentor. He's not a master barber. He's not a master barber. When was this? Where's the video where they both cursing at each other? Where's it at? Is it on Instagram, TikTok, or send me the link? Where's it at? Because I want to show it to somebody. Show them the real fuckery. People talk about beefing. Black passport bros beefing is the fuckery? No, this is the real fuckery. That's the real fuckery. Living with your moms after traveling the world, and then you come back home to your childhood room and you arguing with your moms. That's the real fuckery. That's the real fuckery. Austin has star power. How does he have star power? I don't understand. A master barber, you got to be like doing barbering for at least, like, it depends, but you got to be doing barbering for like at least 10 years, 10 to 15 years. And you got to go through, depending on where you're at, you got to go through these steps. And then you have to like teach a certain number of barbers, and they have to get their license. So it's a process. You just don't become a master barber overnight. It's a process. Because in some states, when you get that licensing as a master barber, you can give other people their barber license. They don't got to go to school. They can just come learn through you, and then you sign off on it. So, becoming a master barber takes a long time. It's a lot of work. Why you keep trying to get me to go over to that dude? You want to get blocked. You want to get blocked there, Toro. The Toro, El Mantitor, the Toro. You're going to get blocked. If you don't call him Memphis in 5 seconds, he's going to get blocked. You're going to get blocked, El Mantoro. If you don't call that fool, that faggot, Memphis, if you don't call him Memphis, if I don't see you type in Memphis channel, I'm about to block you. So what you gonna do? You're gonna call him Memphis? Okay, there you go. You say it today. Don't play with me, man. Listen, the edict is out. That man is gone. He don't exist no more. His name, don't say his name around me. His name, mentioning his name, the punishment is exile. Exile from my life. That's the punishment. If you're going to talk about him, his name is Memphis. Memphis. Ruff, ruff. Memphis. You know, the city of Memphis is where they kept the Hebrews, my people, enslaved, where they kept us in bondage. That's the city of Memphis, where they take Memphis, Tennessee from. But there's, so that's why he's Memphis. He is the what's the term? He's the prefect. So they had a Hebrew who was in charge of all the other Hebrews in bondage. That's what he is. Okay, he's the prefect. He's a traitor. He's a traitor. He's not even black, really. I just like saying that. I mean, that's what the semanticism behind his name led to, so I just stuck with it. I thought it was good to say he's the enemy. A better way to say he's the enemy. Zoe's a master barber. Yes, Zoe is a master barber. He's a master barber, exactly. So, but again, it varies by state. So you got different. New York is different because it's New York City and then it's New York State. So Zoe had to get all of that. He had to get the city and he had to get the state. And then the county he lives in, he had to get the county too. So he got like 3 master barber credentials. Or maybe like in Dallas, it might just be either for Dallas or the state. Because they have different, like, you could be in the state, which is out of Dallas County, and be barbering and call yourself a master barber. But if you're barbering in the city of Dallas, you got to have the licensing to be a master barber, right? So it's like that. It's differences of it. But most times it's the state, but it depends. It depends because it could be different things. Michael Hill, here you go again. If you don't call him Memphis, I like you, Michael. I really do. But if you don't call him Memphis in 5, 4, you about to get blocked. So if you mention that dude's name and you don't say it's Memphis. If I see that name, I'm blocking you guys. That's it. So Michael Hill, I do enjoy talking to you, but you got 5 seconds to say Memphis or he's out of here. Yes, Memphis the Presidious. He has a video. I don't care. I don't care about that. Don't block anyone. We learn a lot from you. Yeah, Memphis, exactly. Get it together, guys. That's the edict. The edict is that name is forbidden to be spoken in my presence henceforth, and the punishment is exile. I was gonna ask for a finger, but I thought exile would be sufficient enough. But that's it. That dude is reaping. That dude is gonna reap what he sows. And that's where I want him at. I want him right there. Reaping what he sows, because he don't know what the fuck he talk about when he go into the scriptures. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's like an illiterate kid. He's like a fucking illiterate 3-year-old trying to read Braille. So he's reaping what he's sowing. He needs to talk about that. So you reap it, so it's so. So you sow. What is it? You sow what you reap. I get it confused, but hold on a minute. I was thinking about this yesterday because somebody kept talking about him, and I was like, man, I'm moving on for that because see, yeah, you reap what you sow. Yeah, you reap what you sow. That's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? All that towards me. Galatians 6:7-9, King James Version. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whomsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So see, when he's doing all that fellowshipping with y'all, and he's talking about shit that he know nothing about, he's mocking Elohim. He's mocking Elohim. He's mocking Yahweh. Okay? Because he's not conducive in his actions. In his actions would be to ask for forgiveness, would be to ask my forgiveness, would be to accept his wrongs and ask for my forgiveness and ask for Q's forgiveness and ask for everybody who he's offended, ask for their forgiveness. Because that's all he can do at this point. But he's mocking God. Okay? And so whatever a man soweth, that he should reap. So that hatred and all of that, what's going to happen to him in Thailand is that these white dudes, some white dudes are going to cross his path and hate on him. Or something's going to happen to him like that. But it's going to come from somebody else because he's sowing. When sowing is a farm term, it's like the seeds he's planting deep and watering and checking every day and protecting from the sun and all that. What's going to grow up from that hate is on him. It's like my success was because I reaped success. I mean, my success was because I sowed success. And then I'm reaping success, as you can see. Right? As you can see. So, he's going to learn. He's going to learn the hard way, man. And it's too bad. He's going to learn the hard way. He's going to learn the hard way. So, you guys can keep trying to keep this. I got no interest in it no more. It's not even good sport. It's not. It's not even good sport for me. I like a good sport. I'm a competitive person. But it's just not. It's not good sport for me to keep beating up on that dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a neophyte. He's not even on my level. I'm initiated. He's not even on my level. I shouldn't even be. I got to go back to acting like he don't exist because he really doesn't exist. In my reality, he doesn't exist. I am the master of my fate, not him. So, but anybody who has that video, let me know. Oh, man, So Bistro is the best to go for breakfast. The pancakes are really good, but they're better at Cultural Lounge. Go to Cultural Lounge in Jatia Beach. Cultural Lounge got the better pancakes. They got the stuffed pancakes. But the pancakes are good at So Bistro. So Bistro is good to go for breakfast. But Cultural Lounge is better. So I would go to Cultural Lounge. Yeah, I would go to Cultural Lounge. So, but yeah, they're good. They're good. The pancakes are good. How did I meet Zoe? He hasn't told you? Oh, shit, I got some work to do. He hasn't told you how I met him? We should have did a video about that. Okay, so how did I meet Zoe? Um, 1 second here, guys. My worker's talking to me. How did I meet Zoe? I met Zoe. Long story short, I was in Brazil for the first time, and it was still shut down. And there was nothing to do. And I was trying to look at all the YouTubers in Brazil to find all these places they were talking about because everything was closed. And I went to Mabs, it was closed. I mean, everywhere the YouTubers said to go was closed. Like I just got to Brazil, they had just opened, like not even like a week ago. And I was staying on Copacabana Beach, and I did find some action. I found a clinica that was open. And a chick that was doing in-calls. So I did find some action. And then I was like, I'm still bored. What do I do now? That's it. And so I used to just sit in the Airbnb all day and try to find somewhere to eat because everywhere was closed. So I remember looking on the YouTubers like what to do, where to go, and I happened to see he had did a live, but I was out all day, so I missed the live. But then I noticed that the live he did was at this kiosk on the beach, which was right down the street from me, and I was like, oh wow, I missed it. So I said, oh, the bitches is there. I mean, the women are there. So let me go see what's going on. So I said, the next day I'm going to go down there. So the next day I get up, I go down there. It's no women. I have lunch. I have some drinks. I stayed a while. Nobody was there. The whole day I was there. And then they were like, oh, your debit card don't work. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like $1 billion on there. They was like, oh, your debit card don't work. So I had to get some money and figure that out. And then, I go to leave and I'm like, man, I came here, fuck this shit, man. Fuck these niggas, man. These niggas lied. This shit's a fraud. I'm about to leave Rio. I gotta get out of here. This shit's a whack. And as I'm walking, that's when it was nobody. So you could walk on Copacabana. You can't walk on Copacabana now, but you could walk. It was nobody out. And I was walking. As I'm walking, I look up and I see him. And I say, International Zoe, what's up, man? I do this shit like they do now. You the reason why I'm here. All that gay shit. And I was like, I want to buy you a drink, but my card might not work. But if my card works, I'll buy you a drink. And then that's how I met him. That was it. So that was like a long time ago. We always laugh about that story. He always makes fun of that story. I want to buy you a drink, but my card doesn't work. That's how I get down, man. I be honest. I'm always honest. I'm not gonna lie. But that's what happened. So that's the story. Hell fucking yeah, leaving America is the new American dream. I don't know why people are so set up on staying in America, man. They're not giving us $98 billion. I'm out. I want all my money now. I'm not waiting no more. So anyway, yeah. But you gotta just understand, when you go to these countries, man, the first time is the best time. Try to capture that moment, Try to capture and hold on to it. If you're gonna videotape anything, videotape that. Videotape the first moment you go to a country because you can never get it back. You can never get it back again. You can never get it back again, So, anyway, I'm about to go get some breakfast. It's time to eat some breakfast. And I got to do some work now. And these fucking companies are, I don't like Stripe. because I like Stripe, but you got to keep updating your information with them too much, man. It becomes the government is up their fucking ass, and they want to comply with everything. So be careful about that. If you're going to use Stripe, be careful about that because, if you're going to use Stripe as part of your business payment processor, be careful with that because you're going to have to keep updating your information all the time, all the time. And I get tired of doing it. I really do. So let me get out of here. But yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. What's the day? Tuesday? Oh, it's only Tuesday. All right. I'll be back later on tonight with a new video, with another live. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight, but I usually do 2 a day. So you guys come back through. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'll probably forget, so I don't want to say it. But anyway, maybe I'll talk about saving Austin. We'll do an intervention because I don't know. I don't really like talking about that cat. To be honest with you, I think it's a waste of time. I think all the attention he gets is a waste of time. I don't know why he gets all this attention, but it's a waste of time. You know, it's a waste of time. And I don't know. Something's not right with his story. And I've had people investigate his story. I've personally paid people in Brazil that are lawyers to investigate his story. And so I don't understand what's going on, you know? Oh, I don't understand what's going on with his story. All right, I gotta take a look at this and see what they're talking about. Your statement descriptor must be similar to your business name. My business name. Business name. This is an old project I did. This wasn't even a real project. It was a demo of a project. Mentor Floyd. Floyd's a loser, bro. You have a better chance. Nah, Floyd's a loser. Floyd's a loser. He's a loser, bro. I don't mess with losers. And I can't do this. I can't do this type of work for free. Floyd has to, you guys got to pay me. Them guys got to pay me, bro. I can't do that work for free. I can't teach. I can't give the game away for free. You know what I'm saying? I can't give the game away for free. These dudes got to pay me. I'm actually going to have a couple of videos coming up where, the next couple, okay, let me tell you guys, I'm thinking about ending this YouTube channel. And that's it, really, just ending this YouTube channel. Because to me, I appreciate the support, but the results just aren't coming in. And I'm like fighting with slaves. You know, these people don't want to be saved. They want to be slaves. So I save who I can, but I'll take you on a hell of a journey. But it's like, I'm not here to beat people up. I'm not here to, I don't know. I'm just not here to do that. I'm not here to beat people up all day. There's no point in it. You know what I'm saying? To me, I know they're wrong, but all I'm doing is beating them up at this point because nobody's like saying anything. You guys want to, some people want to hold on to this illusion. You know, they want to hold on to this myth to these people. And if you knew what I knew, and that's why I got to be careful because with the power I have, it comes a responsibility, and I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want nobody to be in a position where they hurt themselves because of something I do. But in doing that, it's gonna save a lot of lives. But you know, I still try to think like that. But yeah, man, I can't do it with them. So I was gonna leave this channel alone. I need to be focusing on my other channel where I sell the clothes, and that's what I want to do. Focus on my other channel where I sell clothes and just get back to doing that. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? I tried. I tried. That's all I can do. I tried to tell you what's going on. Hey, y'all know what's going on now, so it's been exposed. So it's just, I hope I saved a few people, but it's just weird. Maybe because I'm dealing with so many different people and others from other cities and other countries and shit. So they have a different, like they just associate themselves with people in a way that I don't do, you know? In a way that I don't do. I don't associate with virtual friends. So like everybody is these guys' friends, and they're not really their friends. They just like saying that shit. And they think like, oh man, it's gonna change the circumstance, but there's nothing you can do to change the circumstance, man. These guys are not good guys. They're just not. Nothing you can do can change that. You can wish, they can't listen, they can't be reformed. It's fruit from the poisonous tree. They may have started off they started off as a confidential informant to save their own butt. And then along the way they may have changed, but it's too late. It's too late, betrayal is betrayal, you know what I'm saying? You may have had the best of intentions, but you may not have started with the best of intentions, and now you have them, but it's too late. Betrayal is betrayal. And this betrayal was really trying to hurt us, was really trying to hurt African-American men. It was really going to put us down. The Palestinians, they saved our life. We don't even know it because we the chosen people. And so the Palestinians, they saved our life. You know what I'm saying? They really saved our life. Because they was coming. They was coming, and they was gonna put us down. Cause all of this is a setup. All of this is a setup, bro. But anyway, you guys don't want to hear about that. So what I'm about to do is one or two things. I'm either gonna end this channel and go over to my clothing brand channel and start building that, or if I stay on this channel, the only thing for me to do is sell you guys my knowledge, teach you guys how to work remotely, how to start a startup, because that's really the only way you're going to get remote work is if you start a startup. How to work remotely if you can't do a startup, how to work remotely. And because I think there's some things I'm good at and there's some things I'm not good at. If I'm good at these things, I need to stay with these things. And then if you guys learn how to do a startup, you might be better at doing a startup than me. And then you can help some other people, So, but I'm going to try to put together some videos for you guys and share some game with you guys about, dating. But I can't give the game away for free. I can't give the strategies away for free because there's strategies to this shit. I can't just give it away for free. So, oh, oh, you're coding. That's what's up. Good. Yeah. So I can't. Thank you for that. So I can't. I can't. But I'm gonna do one video today for you guys on Gumroad. When I come back later today, because I fucks with y'all. I like that. Somebody tried to clown me and say, Zoom tried to clown me and say, ain't nobody listening to my lives, but he don't understand, bro. I'm not a bopper. These guys are boppers, they like to be in the mix. I'm not here for everyone. I'm here for one or two people. All right, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna call you guys back later. I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.